So I'm vacuuming, maybe folding some clothes the other day. I don't know, whatever I'm doing, and wedding speeches start popping up. I do not have a child that is anywhere near a wedding. Now, the little boy, the 4-year-old, he wants to marry his mama. That's because he loves his mama so much. But I'm just saying, like, nobody is even dating anybody. So, where this came from, I'm not certain, but I think what I said could be of benefit to some people. Hey, what's going on, y'all? I hope life is good. And if it ain't, I hope it gets better. And hey, maybe this podcast will play a part in making that happen. So sit back, listen, hang a bit, laugh with me, laugh at me. All that matters is you're here. This podcast starts right now. Enjoy. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Blaze. I'm somebody's dad, just figuring it out. And that's the name of this podcast. Listen, I appreciate you taking time to hear me out. Just let me ramble and think thoughts out loud. And I'm going to go ahead and do something that I do that most people who have heard this podcast know I'm going to do. And feel free, should you be so inclined, to sing along with me. And if you're new, I'm going to go ahead and learn you something. We're going to get one thing straight right out the gate. I'm going to be general on most things, specific on a few. But regardless of what I say, I ain't no guru boo-boo. You help me, I help you. And at the end of the day, if we are a little bit better versions of ourselves, which I believe we can be, we're going to call that a W. Guys, I have no idea why, with a 4, 6, 16, and 18-year-old, I randomly started thinking of wedding speeches. So I'm vacuuming, maybe folding some clothes the other day. I don't know, whatever I'm doing, and wedding speeches start popping up. I do not have a child that is anywhere near a wedding. Now, the little boy, the 4-year-old, he wants to marry his mama. That's because he loves his mama so much. But I'm just saying, like, nobody is even dating anybody. So, where this came from, I'm not certain, but I think what I said could be of benefit to some people. And I said it as though I was right there in the midst of whatever reception is going to take place with whichever kid. Right. And I don't know why, but I felt like I got really into it because I felt like what I was going to say needed to be of some importance. And who knows? I may not say anything like this when I give a speech. I might be too busy crying. I don't know. I might be hungry or hangry. I don't know. I don't know. But there might be a situation where, or a world where, years from now, I am sending another podcast video out or message out where I just tape the speech and it's the exact same thing. Who knows? But here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to go ahead and quickly give this speech in generally the way that I freestyled it whenever the heck I did it a couple days ago. And this could be for maybe a couple who's been married for a while, or maybe a couple who's about to get married. Maybe you're engaged. I don't know. Or maybe just the single individual. I feel like people can take something from it. I'm going to do my best to remember how I said it. And I'm going to do my best not to add too much to it. But who knows? I'm about to get into character. Okay, so we're going to let it flow how it's going to flow. And we're going to see how it go. Me, la 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 la, me, my moo. Guys, I'm so happy for you. You are, you don't even understand how awesome life is going to be. Y'all are just starting out in this thing called marriage, living this thing called life. It's going to be stupid awesome. And yet, sometimes it's just going to be awesome, and sometimes it's just going to be stupid. But you're in it together, and that's where I think you guys can just really enjoy it. Because there's nothing like having somebody to go through life with. I'm only going to give you a couple points here, because I figure everybody's already giving you some really good advice. You're probably going to have folks coming up to you, telling you different things. You had a ton of people tell you how this is going to be and what you should do and shouldn't and so on and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to be another voice crowding your mind. I'd like to believe that I'm just going to plant a few seeds and they grow, blossom, bloom, however, whenever they're needed. Do with them what you will, because the fruit of the tree is not for the tree, and I'm just going to give you a little fruit. By the way, I think that what I'm going to say, most of the married couples in here are going to resonate. And I think that they would agree. So y'all give me a head nod if I'm on the right track. You can raise an eyebrow if it ain't exactly on point, but we'll see what happens. Because I am completely sober, which means this is not going to be ridiculous. But if it is, then I don't have an excuse. All right. Number one, in this life, all you can control is your attitude and your actions. Oh, and life will life. So you're not going to be able to control everything that happens. You're going to have plans. You're going to have things that you want to accomplish and the way you want to do it. And life is going to say, I don't care about not now bit of that. You're going to have to adjust. That's an action. There are going to be things that happen to you that are just annoyances, or they're going to be pretty big deals. And you have the opportunity to see them a certain way. That is an attitude. I'll give you a really small example. If you're rushing to an appointment, let's say it's a baby appointment, right? And you're rushing and you got to get there on time, and you get stopped by a red light. Ooh, let's make it even worse. You get stopped by a police officer because you were speeding, and you know you were speeding. You know. You're going to try to play it off like you weren't, but you know you were speeding. Not enough to get your license revoked, but enough where you probably going to have to go to court. You can look at it this way, and it's easier said than done most of the time. You can look at it this way. Oh my God, I'm going to have to pay a bunch of money because I'm stupid, because we rushed, and now I'm mad at somebody because you're probably not going to point the finger at yourself because we're late because it couldn't have been my fault, blah, 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 blah. Or maybe at this rate you were going, you were going to hit the intersection 2 miles up at the exact time that someone who wasn't paying attention was going to go through that intersection, and everyone in the car was going to get T-boned. Attitude about one versus attitude about another. That's what you can control. You could have controlled your speed, but still, it just is about how you think about the things that happen, good or bad, and then how you react to them. Oh, and you notice how I'm talking about events and happenings and circumstances? I'm also talking about the person that is sitting next to you. There is nothing that you are going to be able to control about them. They are who they are until they're not. Or they aren't who they aren't until they are. Now, can you create an environment where they could become something that you would love for them to become? Yeah, but they might not. Can you talk to them and express your feelings, and you two have conversations about certain things that they have going on, or blind spots they may have, maybe how you feel about certain things, maybe even blind spots you have? Absolutely. And yet, they are probably still going to leave their underwear right there in that same spot. Here's the deal. You can't control them. And the sooner you realize that, the easier it is for you to come down from a high level of annoyance to, that's just them, I guess. Because here's the thing, it can change later, or it may never. But if it does change later, but you're going to stress the entire time until it finally changes, all that stress didn't do anything. It didn't do anything. Because your stress can't control who someone is, how they are, and the way that they think. Number two, I need you to go ahead and kill anything in you that has decided to believe that the person who you love so much right now, who you said I do to today, who you are sitting next to and holding hands and kissing and all the good stuff today, is going to be the same person 5 years from now. I need you to dead whatever in you is even holding out hope that they're going to be the same person. And I know right now some folks are thinking, oh, well, we already know they're going to change. Everybody changes. No, 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 no. They're not going to be the same person. You're going to get used to them, and then they're going to change. But remember, they're not going to be the same person. Now, is that going to be a bit frustrating sometimes? Yeah, because as they're changing into whoever they're going to be, as they're maybe growing and changing and getting new information, learning different things, maybe their opinions on certain things are changing, maybe their views on certain things or stances have morphed a bit, maybe how they feel about certain things is different from the way that they once did. Remember, you're used to a certain person because we all love consistency. We all love the boring, the mundane, and the predictable, but humans are anything but. And what I'm trying to tell you, as best I can, is that they're not going to be the same. And that transition from who they are now to who they are in 3 years, to who they are in 15 years, to who they are in 27 years, to who they are in 40 years is going to be a bit rough sometimes. But here's the cool thing: you grow and change, because you ain't going to be the same either. And they grow and change. It's like you're getting an opportunity to get a new, hopefully better version of the power couple that you are. And a closer, more unified version. Let me give an example. Here's a practical example. I hope this doesn't happen to you, and yet I do hope the result of such intimacy and vulnerability does happen to you. My wife gave me permission to say this. So, when you, ladies, when you have a kid and you are breastfeeding, you better be taking in a whole lot of liquid, a lot of water, a lot of juices, all the different things. Otherwise, because they're taking so much liquid out of your body, things in the stomach area don't want to move, we'll say. All right? I'm not going to tell you how I helped my wife to rectify that. I'm not going to tell you how, but I'm going to tell you that process brought us so much closer. Because one, there is a level of vulnerability that she had to have that I don't even think she was ready to give, but she really didn't have too much of a choice. If I was going to help her, she was going to have to be vulnerable. And then there was a level of space I had to give her to be vulnerable, which means I had to be patient, I had to be comforting, I had to be able to adjust given whatever she needed from me, all of that stuff. She and I, whenever we have moments like that, we just call it new levels. And really, it'll just be a random happening. It'll be like, oh, new level. It's one of those things that's funny sometimes, one of those things that's really a big deal because we might be coming out of something that's a little uncomfortable. But every single time, we know that we as a couple have changed for good. And when we are a rubber band that has been stretched, we can't go back to the same form. But that's because we've grown and changed. And because we've been through so many of those moments as a couple, and because we've changed in so many ways as individuals, we can look back now and be like, my God, those people were awesome, but they were so naive, so young. And I'm thankful that who they were, we are not. Because they had some great qualities about them, but who they were versus who we are, I'll take who we are every single day of the week. But in order for who we are to have happened, we had to let go of the idea that we were supposed to stay the same, or that in order for us to be happy and together, that we needed to stay the same. Number 3, and I think this might be one of the most important ones. Guys, I need you to be a peninsula, not an island. Listen, you guys are unified. You're a couple. There are going to be things that need to be just you guys and God. That's it. You close that circle, nobody gets in. Here's the thing though. An island is isolated. Things die in isolation. Let me say that one more time. Things die in isolation. Now, again, I believe that you guys are going to have to figure some things out by yourself. And there will be no other way for you to do it other than by yourself. But here's the cool thing. You can still do that as a peninsula. You guys are out on the edge, furthest from the land, but still connected to a community of individuals who love you, who want nothing but the best for you, and can give you perspective from lived experience that can show you exactly what you can do, that might give you hope for what you can become, or might tell you exactly what you don't ever want to do and the outcome you never want to experience. Because you can take advice from and wise counsel from folks who've been divorced. Yeah, I got a feeling they could tell you a couple of things that maybe they wish they had done and how you might be able to implement that. There's some folks who've been married for 40 years and can probably look you in the face and say, yep, we've been married for 40 years. The last 10 have been awesome, but them first 30, I wouldn't go back there if you paid me. There are some who've been married 5 years and can go ahead and let you know, hey, we've changed a lot in 5 years. Here's some of the ways we've changed. I don't know if this will happen to you, but maybe something to look out for, right? You've got people who only want to give you the very best of who they are and what they've experienced so that you can succeed. Tap into that. Lean into that. Do not avoid your village. Do not become an island. Because again, an island is cut off. Can it still thrive and develop its own unique ecosystem? It does, and it absolutely has to, as will you. But an island is isolated, and things can die in isolation. And we're looking to see you guys thrive for years to come. So I'll leave you with this. Just to wrap up, number one, know that you can only control your attitude and actions. And you can't control the person beside you. They are who they are until they're not. They're not who they aren't until they are. And circumstances are going to come up. Just be ready to adjust. Make the plans, but be okay with having a moment of pivot. Number two, do not be beholden to the person they are or the person you are right now. Know that you all have to grow and change. And the person that you are marrying right now is not the person you're going to see 5 years from now, 15 years from now, 20, 50 years from now. And thank God that that's the case. Be prepared for it. Be excited about that. And yeah, it's going to take a little bit of work and a little bit of patience and getting through some nonsense, but it'll be worth it. But you got to let go of the idea that that person must stay the same in order for you guys to be happy. And lastly, don't isolate yourself. When things are rough, talk to somebody. And yeah, talking to your spouse is great. Sometimes your spouse is the rough part. And yeah, you still need to talk to them. But if you've got somebody who you know will give you the real about not only her or not only him, but about you, that's who you need to go to. Because they got experience that can help you. They may not tell you exactly what to do. And to be quite honest, if they do tell you exactly what to do, I might take that with several grains of salt. Because what they did that worked for them was based on a whole set of different circumstances, a whole set of different perspectives, just a different life, a different couple. So it may not work directly for you, but if they give you some perspective, if they give you just maybe a way to see something a little bit different, take that and run with it. The only way that happens, though, is if you're connected. Don't be an island. Don't isolate. Because things die in isolation. And we're speaking life over you. Because we want this thing to grow. And many, many, many years later, when we're seeing the announcement of 40th and 50th anniversaries, to be able to say, I remember when that couple got married. And I knew they'd win. Love you guys. Toast to the bride and groom. Hey everybody, that's our show. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. I'm somebody's dad, just figuring it out. Hopefully you got something from today's episode. Like it, share, subscribe, get involved in the comments, tell a friend to tell a friend. And until next time, smile a little bit more. Take care of yourself, stay safe, and I will see you on the next episode. Meow, meow.